The cabinet secretary called upon citizens to react objectively with the provisions of the Finance Bill 2026. In that, he stated people just say things that are sometimes not in the bill. This is now where people are saying the government is trying to attack privacy.
It is a must understood decision for creatives, young creatives, especially those who also have startups. So this is the case of Peter Muoki versus Safaricom PLC, and then we had the interested party, which was Huawei Kenya.
That is a ploy. It's a trick by Safaricom to create a paper trail of that pitching of that idea.
Safaricom and Huawei, they were so inconsistent with their documents.
If you press submit on that, and that was mostly the case in Solute Technologies versus Safaricom, it's as if you've almost waived your rights.
Peter Muoki went to court asking a permanent injunction, but the court awarded Peter Muoki a whopping 1.4 billion shillings and a 0.5% of Safaricom's annual earning. I'll give you the figures.
If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. It's just human and corporate nature.
Law in the Neighborhood podcast.
Yet another amazing opportunity we collide here. My name is Colines, Colines Muyeku, but you can always opt for CM. And this is Law in the Neighborhood, your go-to legal talk show, where you get to dissect legal intricacies for the common mwananchi. Nope, this time for the neighbors. We call ourselves neighbors officially. As usual, I'm always joined with a beautiful team of future litigants and future legal eagles. Zeri, of course. Nya, she's not in today. But before we go on, I'd love to really appreciate our premier production partners, CH Studios. We are located along Wayaki Way. If you have any project, matters production, photography, content, and all that, CH Studios is the place to go. I'll have the links inserted down below. You can reach out, you can contact them, do an email, and get in touch. CH Studios, they create content that connects. Otherwise, if you have not also subscribed to our YouTube channel and any other platform will be uploading this, please go ahead and click that subscription button and notification button for you to get all our episodes once we upload them. But for now, I know it's been a while. I'd officially want to hear from Jerry where he's been, what he has been up to, and how he's doing. Bro, wagwan.
Thank you, Colines. Yes, my name is Jerry Amimo George Ambuche, the man with 4 names. But if you want just to shorten it, you can call me Jaga. That is me on all my profiles, Jaga. You can get Jaga or Jagalo. Feel free to interact with my handles. So, yeah, it's actually been a very long time,
Jeez,
by the way.
Almost
than
a
a
year.
year. Yeah. So, yes, but we are now back, bigger, better.
Like
we are zealous.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are going to make them jealous.
Yeah. And this time.
So, yes, the recent developments. Bilipata nikiwa law student right now.
Man, congratulations, bro. Jaga just finished his LLB. He's awaiting graduation. Oh man, that's so nice and super dope. Inspirational.
So, yes, we are ready to dive into the show for today.
Yeah.
Yes.
But before we dive into it, shout out to Niha. She's away, but she'll be joining us from next week. Niha, shout out to you, and also to Jenny, our secretary. Anyway, we'll want to dive into what we have for you today. And in the courtroom, we have a nice decision that was decided, and then Zero will be taking us through legal bulletin and then the legal curiosity. Now, let's start with the courtroom. I think, Jerry, this one is a very interesting decision because it touches on people like us, creatives, innovators, and it is a must read and it is a must understood decision for creatives, young creatives, especially those who also have startups. So this is the case of Peter Muoki versus Safaricom PLC. And then we had the interested party, which was Huawei Kenya. So I think the background of the case was essentially Peter had an innovative idea about teen banking. So he was targeting teens the age of 13 to 17. And ideally, the idea was to have teens save, but with parental guidance and parents can actually limit their spending. They cannot access betting and other stuff. So he went to Safaricom, of course, did his pitching. He was returned. I think he went back. He even had lunch with this guy. He even had lunch, bro. But he wasn't successful. And then back in 2022, September 20th, Safaricom launches M-Pesa Go. And this guy sees exactly what he had pitched to Safaricom being implemented in this. I think,
and they had rejected his idea, by the way.
we even had lunch. We even had lunch and discussed. And then you said it is, I think it is worrying because when now you get into the decision and how the whole thing went, we're looking at the inconsistencies in what Safaricom brought on the table as their evidence. Because Peter was went to court asking for injunction, but we'll see what the court awarded eventually. But we're looking at what Safaricom brought on table, trying to dismiss Peter's case, saying that the teen banking had already been implemented by other banks. It is not a new thing. Huawei had already approached them with a similar idea.
Yes.
But the court made a very well thought decision. The access part. Safaricom had access to this innovation. So maybe you can see what you think about that, and then we'll also help the creatives now understand how they can protect their IP, the IPRs, and how to make sure before approaching anyone, everything is in set. What do you think about that decision, and how does it speak to you as a creative and innovator, Jaga?
Well, if you look at that case, you'll notice it has a lot of emotive underpinnings as to it. This is the creation of somebody's mind and maybe life. And they pitched the idea. They got a resounding no, only to see the idea implemented.
Yeah.
And not only implemented, it is fetching the telecom giant
Billions of money
in annual revenue.
Oh, man.
And so, you see, Peter Muoki was operating through his company, Beluga Company Limited. But for this particular creation, he decided just to register it in his name. So, first of all, every creator, that is a very important decision. How you decide to own your work.
IP.
See, if he used his company, it would be his company now suing Safaricom, but he registered it in its own name. About the Huawei thing, you know, Huawei was in court trying to say they pitched the idea to Safaricom, but the justice there just said that is a ploy. It's a trick by Safaricom to create a paper trail of that pitching of that idea.
Interestingly, that decision, that judge was so poetic. I think there's a term he was using to describe how Safaricom and Huawei, they were so inconsistent with their documents. I think there's everyone should read that decision. And it
so
was,
what I like about it is that, and this goes for anybody with any work out there, as long as your work is copyrightable.
Yes.
What does copyrightable work mean? It means, first of all, it's original and it has been fixated.
Yes.
Like you put it in a kind of a fixation. Maybe it's in writing, recording, in a broadcast, anything.
We say expression of the idea now.
Expression of the idea. And then now, is it among the subjects of copyright? For copyright, we have literary works, which covers books and
Computer
pamphlets
programs.
and computer applications for the software developers. So herein, it was the literary work which was being contested.
Yes.
We also have musical works for musicians.
Yeah.
That song of yours is protected by copyright.
Yeah.
As soon as
Section 22.
you have written the lyrics and the lyrics are in physical affixation, or you have recorded the music, you don't need to register. It's protected by copyright.
Yes.
Then there is the artistic works, the painters out there and artists.
Yeah, you see the way graffiti is here.
Know that your work is also protected. And then sound recordings.
Yes.
dramatic works
Yes.
for all the actors out there.
Yeah.
And also audiovisual recordings. So we see the court decided to protect the law of a common person against industry giant.
Oh man.
And maybe you can tell them about the final orders the court gave.
Now, here's the final orders that the court gave. You see, there's this interesting maxim that justice must not only be done, but it must also be seen to be done. Peter Muoki went to court asking for a permanent injunction. But the court awarded Peter Muoki a whopping 1.4 billion Kenya shillings and a 0.5% of Safaricom's annual earning. I'll give you the figures. But now, here's the thing. The court went ahead and gave a compulsory license in the sense that we cannot cancel M-Pesa Go because the court was citing public interest. If we cancel M-Pesa Go, this will mean disrupting whatever is going on with the banking and stuff. So what you can do, we can now offer a compulsory license. Let me take you back to the figures. Safaricom's earnings last year, that is 2025, it was approximated to be 162 billion Kenya shillings. So that's 0.5. It is actually earning Peter Muoki 855 million. This year, 2026, when they gave their returns, that is the M-Pesa, I think it was projected to have gone up to 182. So that's 0.5 annually for Peter Muoki. That is 915 million. Bro, just be a creative man. Tumia akili yako, bro. That is a generational wealth, bro. 900. This is not this, and you know, I need you to get the thing. This is not the money Safaricom is. This is money going into your account, Jerry. This is money going into your account. Am I ever going to work, really? No, just tell me.
Yes, we are trying to see a shift into the information age. The more you create, the richer you become.
Yeah.
And so copyright subsists in very many things
Yes.
people don't even think that it does. Like, for example, this very podcast, it has rights in copyright, regardless of us registering anything. So you can see that the scripts maybe we have used to make this podcast are already literally work and they are protected by the law. Meaning, if we find anybody using that
Infringing.
script or trying to translate it and all, they're infringing on our rights.
Yeah.
And you should ask yourself then, what is copyright infringement? It is the use of another person's work economically without their permission.
Yes.
So if you were to use work, let's say for educational purposes, that is not infringement because you haven't made something out of it. And once the court does establish that there is copyright infringement, the way we've seen in this case, they can either give an injunction, they can give damages or an account of profits. They don't give both. It's either damages or an account of profit, whichever is higher. And amongst many other things. What people don't also know is copyright infringement can attract criminal sanctions.
Yeah. Section 38.
You can actually go to jail for copyright infringement.
Yeah.
But most people love taking the civil approach because it's the one that leaves money in their pocket.
That's the thing.
So, as far as Peter Muoki, in the case of Safaricom, is concerned, I think that was a good law in that creatives may now feel secure, even if they're pitching their ideas to other people who are coming in as partners or sponsors. And by then, there's a tweet I did, think an year or two ago, and it just blew up. Now, for legal or law students, let me give you a tip. If you're in that copyright exam or cut and you're out of case law, on copyright.
Uh-huh.
You can just say the case of Safaricom. Safaricom has a
So
lot
many
of
cases, but you can't. There's this. You can't say that in
any fact that you're thinking about. Safaricom might have probably done it. So that's a legal tip.
advice.
And
Don't
use that in your exams.
for Daystar students. Don't do that in Madam Asha's exam, please. At Safaricom's case, don't. Anyway, I think Jerry, this now leads me to now give maybe the creatives and innovators out there some of the measures they could use to safeguard their IPs. Number one, documentation is key. In Kenya, when it comes to copyright, when Jagger or someone else infringes my work and you go to court, one of the things you need to prove is the originality of the work. And how to prove originality of the work is you having a well-documented system of your work. So everything from the start and all that. By documentation, I also mean when you're going to meetings to pitch or writing emails and everything, make sure they are well documented. Because Peter was able to show that from the start, he had meetings with Safaricom. And therefore, Safaricom had access. Documentation. Another thing that you really need to do is NDAs. So NDAs, they'll help you in the sense that they're non-disclosure agreements, right? I've already pitched you this idea, so you're not supposed to talk to it to someone else. This helps, not open this to the public and other people. I think another measure that people should take. What do you have any other?
I think as an extra measure of protection, it will be registering your works with Kikobo to actually show that you're the owner. But it's not that compulsory for you to have rights in copyright, but it's a good step, and it's what a diligent person who is seeking to protect their creation will do.
As we finish up in the courtroom, Zeri, I was just trying to relate this to us in the neighborhood.
Before you start on the summary, by
not summary. I'm giving you a story. you see
okay, yes, I love stories.
So when I came to see Mr. Chris, shout out to Chris the Buzz, by the way, man, for giving us and just believing in us. I really appreciate that. You see, when I came to talk to him, and I talked to him about the neighborhood, of course, he was so excited and so happy. And as you can see, he's here just trying to lift the upcoming generation. So my worry was, my worry when I was reading this case was, why is it that people are really being selfish at the expense of young people? In the sense that a big, giant company will not just want to lift an upcoming generation in a good way. Why will you choose the other route of exploiting them? Are you saying, Jerry? Because we do have a moral responsibility to take care of those who are coming after us. And we helping them is actually shaping the next generation. So we must support innovations and all these by being there for them.
So you'll notice that you as an individual, you have your own goals and objectives. Safaricom as a corporate has its own goals and objectives.
Yeah.
And they must meet those goals and objectives using the most economical, let me not say cheapest, the most economical way
Illegality.
possible.
Illegality. Anyway.
But have you heard this song by Michael Jackson? He's simply singing, saying, if they say why,
do you love Michael Jackson?
tell them that it's human nature. So this it's just human and corporate nature. So, but the law is here to
protect.
combat that nature and protect you creators. So feel free to create and apply your mind to create intellectual property.
Finishing line, law protects your work.
I told
by all
you before
means.
you finish.
See,
So Safaricom by there has a platform. It's also shifting itself to industry and legal risks. Now it has a platform called the Zindua Cafe platform. It it was contested in court in 2024, where the platform, if you have any idea, you submit each and every of your proposal in that platform. Then they'll tell you if they have accepted the idea or they have regretted. And before you click submit, there's usually one clause here that before submission, you do agree that you've done everything possible to protect intellectual property subsisting in the work. So if you press submit on that, and that was mostly the case in Solute Technologies versus Safaricom, it's as if you've almost waived your rights to like come and contest later. So Solute Technologies was simply asking the court, is this unconscionable, this term? Because I can't be able to negotiate it. It's either I click agree or do not agree because of just one term. So now the court said unconscionable terms must be looked on from a case-to-case basis. And in that, like, Solute had the choice simply not to submit their proposal. It was not compulsory that they submit their proposal there. So you see, now this portal is going to help Safaricom reduce the legal risks. Now I just wanted to know your thoughts on that.
I think my thinking on that is that Safaricom has the facilities to help. And I really appreciate Safaricom because it is always there for young creatives. But you see that platform, I'm the one who has the cards. So they've been so clever to waive the legal risk, but to whose detriment? It is to creators, right? Because once I submit, I've literally waived. There's no time for me to negotiate to say this and this and this. So literally, I've given them my work. So even if they say no to it, I don't know. I also don't know.
Of course, they'll say no. That's just a light.
Anyway, I think it's just saying I have the facilities, so you'll choose to either work with me or not. But me, I'm giving you a platform, so I also have the choice of taking your work or not, depending on the level of creativity on that.
Yeah. Oh yes. So now you can conclude on.
Yeah, on that, I wanted to conclude by saying, number one, the law protects your work by all means, but law does not help you market or it does not come in the economic side. If you have any IP and creation of the minds, it is upon you to market and make sure it makes money for you. And one of the ways is looking for those people who are infringing your work and taking them to court and asking the court to grant damages for that. Anyway, that is it for in the courtroom. That is what I got when I was walking the corridors of justice. I'll take it now to Jerry to now get what is happening in the legal space in the legal bulletin. Jerry, back to you. Let's hear what you have today.
So for the legal bulletin, I'm sure most of you on the May 11, 2025, that was Monday, you came across some news on the TV that public participation for the Finance Bill 2026 is going to happen. And the minister was calling upon each citizen to...
Cabinet Secretary.
Oh, the Cabinet Secretary. Thank you for that. You know, there's a friend group of mine that will easily call you pedantic for that. So
oh my God.
Maybe you can interact with the true meaning of those words. So the Cabinet Secretary called upon citizens to react objectively with the provisions of the Finance Bill 2026. In that, he stated people just say things that are sometimes not in the bill. But for now, for this legal bulletin, we want to highlight some of the key areas of changes
Silent
so
features.
that you can be better equipped to even send in your personal submission to the National Assembly. So,
but also, not just for public participation, but also for the business purposes.
Yes.
And whatever you're doing as a person and how it affects you individually.
So they opened it up on May 11th. It's open for 2 weeks up to 25th of May 2026 by 5 p.m.
How many days to go? Today is 15th.
10 days to go.
10 days to go.
So you can either submit your submissions physically at the office of the clerk in the main National Assembly buildings here in CBD. I'm sure because of the 2024 finance bill, Manenos, all of us know where the parliament is. So, yes, and you can also do online submissions where submitting your ideas or proposals to the following emails: cna@parliament.go.ke and or financecommittee@parliament.go.ke. So jumping onto the areas of the bill that I feel can form areas of our discussion is number one, the new list of VAT exempt goods. And then after that, maybe we can discuss the new tax regime applicable to phones. See, phones, everybody requires. Phone is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity.
It is, yeah.
We are also going to talk about the new provisions on virtual asset service providers, kina crypto and all. So my sharp boys,
Kina forex.
we have your things zenye lazima msikie. And then we are also going to talk about the new proposed dates for filing returns. This one will shock many. And then lastly, maybe not lastly, we can just handle this now.
Yeah, but there's so much.
Tax on mitumba is not in the Finance Bill 2026, so you can
relax.
In fact, used clothings are now VAT exempt under the new Finance Bill. But the CS already stated that the tax on mitumba is something that as an executive and national government want so much to be the case, such that they're going to introduce it by an amendment. So it's not in the Finance Bill 2026, so it's not even...
What
is
else
it really a must we discuss it if it's not even
if it's,
there?
but just
so
for
those who are selling mitumba like me, but I'm a big customer of mitumba. We can relax. We can relax for now.
Itai.
So I think maybe we can start.
Let's start with the virtual asset part. I'm really curious on that because it is an area that people are really shifting to.
Yes.
Maybe we can see what is it saying about that.
So now for the virtual asset service providers. So now the service providers are the wallets, the crypto wallets and all. Kina Forex, kina...
Forex is not a virtual asset, by God.
Huh?
Forex is not really a virtual asset, according to
the definition in the Act. Yes. So now the virtual assets, the likes of the crypto coins.
Yeah.
So if you check on what the bill is saying, it is actually saying that each and every virtual asset service provider is supposed to file with KRA annually information about their users. So all their transactions and everything. And
so is this the service provider or the person who's...
The service provider.
Not
the individual person. So if at all they give misleading information in the return, they get 100,000 fine on each and every misleading information. On each and every omission, also a 100,000 shillings fine. And then for failure to submit such information returns, they're getting fined 1 million. So also the Act is giving provisions for cross-border information requests by the government, in that even if you transact to Uganda, perhaps they can go and ask information about that transaction.
In Uganda?
Yes, from Uganda. Now, but that one is from the broader spectrum of international and regional cooperation. So we just want to see how it will play out. So what are the effects of this potential provision? Is that the privacy that was once accorded to people who were using virtual asset services is no longer there.
So that luxury is being omitted.
People shift to that side because of the anonymity, the privacy, and the silence,
and the easy. It's way more easier than using banks.
So it's no longer there. Your information is being viewed
by KRA.
Potentially, if the bill passes. So those who have been saying KRA to check upon these people online who are just buying some Mercedes Benz. Wenye uwivu mmefikiwa sasa. Now KRA has got you.
You should really be part of that public participation.
Yes, and you should support. But this is now where people are saying the government is trying to attack privacy. But what do you think? Does it really have a connotation to data privacy rights when they do that?
I think when we go back to Article 24, limitation of rights. So not every right is absolute, right? But every right should be limited reasonably, right? So Article 31, right to privacy, it's not one of the absolute rights. I think Article 20, is it 25 or 26, that gives the unalienable rights. I think Article 31 is not there. So
Article 25,
right? So I think when we now bring this to this case, my thinking is the government, number one, is really trying to exploit all ways it can raise revenues. That's number one. Secondly, to me, I have a concern on now the service providers who are not in Kenya, based maybe somewhere else, because the virtual assets, I can have you, it's like e-commerce. I can have you here, and then mimi niko India, and our service provider is in Egypt. So I'm just wondering, how does the government intend to go about it, or is it only targeting service providers in Kenya? Something.
There are provision for non-residents.
But
virtual asset service providers.
But
as long as for tax obligation arises where the money has been paid from. So you can have a company in US, but as long as
are those now called the shell companies?
As long as I have paid that money, that tax, and I'm in the Kenyan jurisdiction, tax is liable to Kenya.
Yeah, so I think personally, I don't have a problem with that. I think the right to data privacy it can be limited, but with reasonably, and in this circumstance, the government is just trying to find ways to raise revenue. And to me, I'm sorry, but I'm supporting it.
And for the threshold for limiting rights, as Collins has preempted, number one, it needs to be by law. You cannot just use executive fiats to limit somebody's right. So the law here is now this Finance Act that will come into play with maybe this provision in there or not. It has to be necessary. As Collins has given, one reason is just to try and increase the revenue. By the way, out of the what's the budget for Kenya? It's 4.8.
4.8 trillion.
4.8 trillion. We have a deficit of about 1.12 trillion.
Yeah. I'll give rough figures that I got.
The government must find ways of bridging that gap. So
it's reasonable.
It's necessary, arguably necessary. Then it needs to be proportionate.
Yeah.
Yes, so it just can't be something out of the blues.
Yeah.
And then lastly, it's the purpose of limitation also
should like proportionality.
Yes.
Yeah, it should not be, I don't know how to put it, but it should be equivalent to the harm or
So
something.
yes, there should be no lesser means to
Yeah.
achieve the purpose of limitation. So that is it. So from that you can assess whether
That
it
right or
is
wrong.
right to leave it that or not. But those are the effects to virtual asset service providers. And you can tell us what you think about it. So we would now want to move swiftly to
Maybe we can combine the remaining, I think the three. We just try to see what the government is proposing, and then what are they now, what are the ripple effects of the proposal.
Okay, so for VAT exemption goods, it's actually just as simple as this. There are a number of goods which have been classified as exempt right now, meaning no VAT will be charged upon it. These include electric buses, electric bikes, motorcycles, pharmaceutical, what do we call these things that are used to make things? Pharmaceutical raw materials, animal farm inputs, second-hand clothes, or no, used clothes. There are also phones are also VAT exempt. So what this means is providers are now able to sell these items at a lower production cost because the VAT is now reduced, and we might see potentially a decrease in the price of things like medicine, farm output. You see electric bikes, watu wa bodaboda, motorcycles,
Spyro.
so electric buses. We can see the shift of Kenya towards eco-friendly transportation systems. And so that is as good as it comes with the proposal in the Finance Bill 2026. But on phones, now let us quickly transition to phones. Have you read, did you do this set book? Mesawi akina
Kigogo.
Kigogo. Ati wanatoa
Oh,
kushoto,
wanaongeza na kulia.
wanaongeza kulia.
Balancing the sheets.
Phones are now VAT exempt, but now they have introduced a tax. VAT is 16%. But now the new excise duty on phones, which is payable upon activation of the phone, is 25%.
So 16, and then the exercise duty is 25.
Is 25. Now this will only apply to very new phones in the
Brand
market.
new.
Wale wa iPhone 18
XUK.
as from this is going to take effect as from 1st July. So what it won't affect is already activated phones. So it means if your phone has been activated before 1st July, then that tax is not payable. And also, it is going not to touch on not physical, but second-hand phones. If I decide to sell you my phone, I already activated it, so there is no tax which is liable there. So for new phones, you know now, even though government talk kwa hesabu ya kununua iPhone 18, we try again next year.
Anyway, now tell the audience about the new filing dates.
Okay, but also on phones, the phone has been introduced to a class of items that are due for import duty tax. So think about
those being imported.
Yes.
The XUK now.
Yes. Import
So
declaration fee.
So
now, for you guys out there, excess duty 25% plus another tax. So now you've removed the 16 and you've blown the whole percentages out of proportion. So do you think phones will become a luxury, new phones, or what do you think? The CS says the price of phones will not change. What do you think about it?
How will it not change when the tax has been bumped up? I think, of course,
but it's only going to affect very new phones.
It is okay, Jerry, new phones, right? And we're looking at maybe those who import new phones to Kenya. So no, leave alone the XUK ones, the new phones in Kenya. Those who prefer new phones and then I'll sell it to you. Of course, there'll be some increment. So as much as we, those people who opt for XUK won't really feel it, but those who prefer brand new phones, definitely there'll be some increment on that. I don't know. But let's see how it pans out.
Let's see
the
how
bill
it
has
plays.
not yet been enacted.
As from 1st July, if it passes.
Now,
So let's hope our MPs will do
Justice.
a nice job.
Yeah. On the dates now.
On
Surprise
the
people.
dates. Ooh. So the new
Surprise
filing
people.
proposed dates.
Yeah.
Did you see what the CS said? The CS was very angry.
I saw it. And
You
he's the
want
one.
to file nil returns after 6 months.
And do you know?
And you have all the information there. It gives room for you to do some cooking. So the new proposed dates are shifting by the initially it used to be by the end of June you should have filed your returns, but they are proposing now by the end of April you should have filed your returns. And in addition to that, if you're filing nil returns like
Raise
me,
your,
like me
raise your hand.
like me, you will be required to file them by the end of January. So the year has just started.
Nanasumbwana na KRA.
So yes, and with all the pressures and
And that's why
everything, you
people
can
need
easily forget to file.
And that's why
Really.
people need to be part of the public participation.
Yes.
For such. Because January, bro, it is so much. It is literally. I'm
Wengine wetu hadi
literally
atuange tumetoka Western.
tuko shamba hoho.
Yes, so that's actually the new filing dates. The one for April is for income tax payable by individuals and companies. Then filing of nil returns is proposed to happen by January. So if you don't do it by January,
Too bad. But anyway.
but now they also bring back tax amnesty. So it's like a balancing.
I told you it's
measure.
just about balancing those sheets.
But then if you really look at it, the finance bill doesn't introduce very many new things, the one for this year. Just plays around with many
caution. But I think I want us to clarify on something. Number one, let us look at the Kenya's budget. Number one, Article 2220 of the Constitution of Kenya, it actually mandates the government to have the budget first and then the finance bill. So people should understand this. There's a difference between budget and finance bill. What finance bill does, it is just ways of government raising revenue, but
Create
not
policy to support the budget.
Yeah. But there's the budget. So the Kenya has a budget of 4.8 trillion, but this is exemption of the paying of debt. So if you add the paying of debt, it is 5.8, quite something for Kenya. Yeah, 5.8.
So we are about 1 trillion in debt.
Yeah. So the Kenya can only raise 3.6 trillion this year. Are you seeing? So there's a budget deficit of 1.4 trillion. And how the government is planning to go about this, number one, it is the external debting, of which, as it seems, Kenya has exploited its avenues of external loans. Because
That's what the CS is saying. Who told you
I'm
World
Zalipa
Bank,
madeni.
World Bank is supposed to give us money?
I'm Zalipa madeni. And then we have now the internal dating. They are approximating it to roughly 944 billion or something. That is the internal dating.
But then you can lend money to the government through bonds, government bonds.
Yeah. This is now to work on the deficit, the 1.6 something. So it is quite something. But I think my problem is not even that. My problem is not even the finance bill, the budget. But my problem is the whole budget. Is it actually being projected on the ground? Because we are here talking about the budget, but can we talk what the budget is doing? Are you seeing? Because I can tell you for fact, Zeri, government is taking close to 2 trillion. The national government, 2 trillion. And then counties are taking 440 billions. Let's just narrow down to devolution. So a county government, what they're getting. Are we seeing county governments utilize the funds well? Are we seeing the national government utilize their funds
But
well?
I hope your point is that
My point
you're not saying counties are underfunded.
no, they're not underfunded.
Yes,
My point is Kenya can actually survive without dates.
Can
Yeah, it can.
budget excesses?
Can I tell you why? Because, Jerry, if you manage the few resources that you have, if we have people who are intentional about this country, I think we can do something.
Now that is an hypothetical scenario. The truth of the matter is we are not going to have good managers always. We are not going to have.
That's the sad part.
People who are intentional about the country.
Oh man, and I'm just forced to be here and
Labda mnipigie kura.
but I think that was my main concern, because, Jerry, imagine.
But do you know there's no budget that you will ever be given for anything?
Mm-hmm.
Anything. And our viewers, our neighbors, you can attest that you're ever going to say it's enough.
I know resources are ever limited, but you have the developing countries that they also develop using the limited resources.
And by the way, another important thing to note is, this is the last year of midterm review budget strategy, and we are far off the mark.
Oh my God.
We are very far off the mark. So,
but what we can tell the viewers as we finish up this segment is the fact that the finance bill is out there, and you need to be out there and be part of the public participation, because your views matters. As much as maybe the government might not really put your views into consideration if they become malicious, but your views matters, because this is your government, this is you, this is your country, and you have a say in it. So I think it is very much vital for you to be part of the public participation that is ongoing. And this goes to our viewers who are doing businesses, to companies, to tech companies, fintechs. There's something that they were trying to discuss about the service charges, the interchange fee, something.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is, there's a lot in the finance bill. We can't really chew everything currently. But maybe, Jerry, you can tell us your parting shots on this segment, and then we now see.
So my parting shot to this, and last year, actually around January, I had a lot of back and forth with some few individuals. Well, I am of the idea, sorry, I have a cold.
Sorry, man.
That our fiscal policy should be more long-term than short-term. So I just want to know what our viewers or neighbors will think out there. Should it be... Personally, I'm for the idea, if this regime enters for the next 5 years, they give us their fiscal policy for the next 5 years. We implement it at the beginning of the tenure, throughout the 5 years, so that we don't just end up changing things each and every year. We don't have that consistency and stability. So that at the end of the 5 years, we say, this government, you came here with this fiscal policy. Has it worked? No. We decide how we are... Now, objective voting. We decide how we are going to vote. I think I'm for the idea of long-term fiscal planning and policy than annual cycles. An year is too short.
I think I also had, shockingly, I had the same idea, and I was just talking to my friends. I think there's a guy who was engaging. Do you know what I was proposing? That every government should be obligated by law to have the manifesto become a bill, now an act of parliament, in the sense that it is, you see the way you've said, like, can we have a proper planning for the 5 years? So I know governments come in with manifestos, but can we make them laws? Are you trying to see what I'm saying? Like, can we have parliament deliberate on them, and then the government of the day has at least a roadmap, a legal roadmap, so that when the coming government comes in, it also continues from there, so that we do not have the inconsistency. See?
Yes.
Are you saying? But anyway, it's okay. That is it for the legal bulletin. Now for the legal curiosity, today we have something interesting. We have an amazing fun fact about Lou, and Jury will bear me witness on this. Did you know you can actually apply and have your own coat of arms, right?
Yes.
And what we're going to tell you about coat of arms, we're also going to see the difference between coat of arms and trademarks. Like this one is a trademark, right? It will be a
Yes.
trademark if you register it. Right?
Yes.
So someone needs to understand the difference between a trademark and coat of arms. So maybe, Jerry, what is coat of arms? What are the silent features of coat of arms? And then I'll maybe tell our viewers how this coat of arms can actually be very useful to them, especially business owners, institutions, and stuff.
So coat of arms, first of all, you may just as well attach it to symbolism attached with some royalty to it. And it's just not a logo or a crest. It's something bigger than that. It has its own language. You know, for a trademark, we can just describe this as weighing scale with a microphone.
Yeah.
But you see, for that coat of arms or arms, it has its own special descriptive language.
Yeah. It's called bal.
It is called the heraldry language. But there's another name that starts with a B.
Balkskon. I think, let me just get it.
You can just confirm as I continue. So for the coat of arms, it was initially used by families, warriors, soldiers, and very key association groups to symbolize them and separate them from the pack. So some of the key differences is that the one we've mentioned, that a trademark might be described in normal language, but a coat of arms can be described using the heraldry language. So you'll find that
It is called the blazon language.
the
It is
blazon.
more of the legalese for now, this context.
So there are actually professionals who have studied heraldry. So you can find that we are calling something a lion in this logo, but in the other one it's called a griffin or something else. So you find that there's a special type of language attached to it. Now the process of registration is that, one, for trademark, you just register it with the registrar of trademarks.
Yeah.
And then for
At Kipi here.
at Kipi, and then for this one you apply it to the College of Arms, which is a specialized department in the office of the Attorney General. So you apply by filling a form, describing it in heraldry language and also providing a picture. And then the application initially costs 10,000. You lodge the application, and then they are going to process it. Then they are going to give it back to you for engrossment. Engrossment basically costs about 36,000. Then after that is when it is framed, and actually now you are given the certificate of it, and now you own it. So you might ask, what are some of the institutions with an arms?
Coat of
You're
arms.
just saying coat of arms, but what are the examples? University of Nairobi and Mount Kenya University. Those are
best
not
examples.
just mere logos. Those are arms. And in as such, they have special means of protection beyond trademark. Because you see, for us here, we cannot register this as an arms because we don't suit the heraldic requirements that are suited. And they check. By the College of Arms is just chaired by the Attorney General, but the rest are heraldic professionals. And they are trying to see your descriptions if they match all this. It is important to have arms and a shield in each and every arms you are applying for. Those, so those are some of the things they are looking for. I also forgot to say the high school I come from also has a Starehe Boys Center and school also has an arms.
Yeah, but I think to just give them, just to give our audience, county governments, they must have. For Kenya, it is the normal coat of arms, the two lions, but there are some lions. There are some people who do not bring out the lions vizuri. Kuna zenye zimekonda. But yeah, the county governments and the national governments, they usually have it. But how is this actually
And the state
applicable?
departments.
How is this actually applicable to you? Let's look at the big institutions. Let's say maybe law firms. Let's say Anzavala, Pomans. Those are giant law firms. For coat of arms, essentially, it is more than branding. It is for institution legacy. It is branding. It is for prestige. It is just meant to just show some...
So seeing it has some royalty.
Yeah. Like it just...
authority attached to it.
It's just different from trademark. Like you can't... If you see it, you'll just see some authority oozing from it. Are you saying? So